Hello. It's good to be back. All right, everyone. And we're doing this tournament. I believe it's called Title Tuesday. And am I going to take that pawn? No, I'm not even going to take it. I'm the Gambiteer, not the Gambit taker. Thank you very much. And saying that, I grab a pawn. So I hope you've all been doing okay. I've been away, and maybe you've been following my Twitch streams, where my good friend Blair has been streaming my last tournament, which was the Reykjavik Open. I seem to be stuck in Bratsville there, playing kid after kid. It was horrendous. There's so many good kids about. It's scary. I lost to Harry Potter in one of the rounds. I mean, it was horrendous. They were just so good. But I love Reykjavik. I love the people of Iceland. Very nice people. I had a great time, etc., etc. It's just is a bit tricky playing kids all the time. That's my excuse. And we should concentrate on the game. So this is already very messy, and I kind of feel like I should probably move this knight here. But then he's going to take here. Do I take something? I'm not sure how much I like this already. Do I move the queen out? I don't know. This is a weird position. Let's move the queen out. Try to pressurize the center. But this sacrifice was very clever of my opponent to discombobulate my position somewhat. I'll have a little talk about other things I've been doing as this Title Tuesday goes on. Who knows how I'll play today. I have had, I'll get the excuses out now, bit of food poisoning, like starting earlier today, but it seems to be getting a little bit better now. I won't give you too many details, but it made me think what's kind of the worst combination of illnesses, and it probably is like food poisoning and Alzheimer's disease, you know. Yeah, because my memory is not great anymore. You're running around, but you can't remember why. You know, toilet. Oh, hang on a minute. Why am I running? Okay, so this position, he's playing some very tricky little moves now. I mean, I can take here, knight takes and check here. Maybe that's a good idea. So let's do that, because I want to have the chance to move my e pawn. So I can get my bishop out. I have got a lovely centre, but it's complicated. And the idea of my last move is this move seems good, but then I'm checking him. And I'm hoping this check is going to be quite strong because he can't defend that knight. Otherwise, his knight would be really good there. So we're kind of relying on some tactics to keep this going. And if the queen goes somewhere else, then that is probably the best move, because then you can try to take here. But I might be able to check and come back, and when he blocks the check with his bishop, his queen's not attacking that pawn. So ideally something like this and e4, move the bishop and castles, would be very good. So now he comes flying forwards. I've got to play e4, because otherwise his bishop will come there and his knight becomes very strong. And now my bishop also has this square, and then I can castle. On the other hand, he's going for ideas over here. So he's really trying to hack me up. This knight potentially coming in. So let's see. So I want to kick this knight away. Very strong knight. And he's probably got to continue trying to attack. And he does. Okay, well, let's show no fear. I'll grab that knight. And if I can get my king safe, I'm obviously doing very well. But a move like knight here is a little bit scary. I'm hoping I have knight f3 to cover his queen coming in. I'm hoping I have e5 at the right moment. But I've got to be still very careful here. I mean, I've grabbed the piece. It should be good for me. This guy's an absolute blooming lunatic. I mean, I thought I was a crazy attacker. This guy is like me, but on some hardcore shit. Look at him. He's an absolute loony. I love the way he's attacking, but it really shouldn't work, should it? I mean, if I grab another one, or do I just play very calmly and come here? That's a bit boring. Let's grab another one. And you'll never see a position like this in chess. And if he checks, I've got bishop e2. This should be okay. I'm 2 pieces up now. I'm literally playing one of the most insane chess players I think I've played. I know he's very good at counting, this guy. You know, but I love his style. He is the crazy, crazy cowboy. But now my king is castled, so this must be good. And I mean, his last move's not good. I've got the... Oh, look at him. He keeps coming in. Okay, he wants this one, but I'm so many pieces up. It should be good. And look at my pawns. It's kind of like, it must be good, right? I mean, what's he going to try now? Queen here, something? Okay. I love the idea of getting his pawn forwards as well. But let's play sensibly. Well, I don't know about that. It's too late for that. Do we just play this one? Is he doing anything? This is kind of amusing because my pawns are sort of... Imagine those pawns. They look very thin. But let's see what he's doing. I'm not sure what he's doing. So he keeps coming forwards. Okay. Now, I have to be a little bit careful, but I mean, this was a bit of a luxury playing these 2 moves. He keeps coming forwards. The guy is completely mad. And got to watch out for this one now. Let's not allow any nastiness to happen there. So I'm just going to block it up. And he keeps coming forwards. He has... Look at this. What an absolute lunatic. And I'm just going to take this one because I'm quite enjoying this game because the guy is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And, okay, I mean, I maybe made this a bit harder than I should have done, but what's going on here? Maybe I meant to check there, didn't I? And now I'm not playing this particularly brilliantly. Here, because I'm short of time, but I should be playing it well enough, right? I mean, I've got a lot of pieces, and those extra pieces do seem to help in the end. It's not stalemate because he has this pawn, and I am kind of quick enough, I feel. I say that. I'm just going to take off all his last bits, and okay. What an absolute Looney Tune that guy was. You gotta love his style there. He probably needs to go back to school and try to get to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the points, my friend. Witty alien. But I love your style. That was some crazy caveman shit you were doing there. And probably shit is a good verb. But that was madness. So we start with a win. Okay, so that's good. So so obviously you should know this taunt by now. It's Title Tuesday. If I move too much, I go a bit grey. Look, that's not good. That's what I was feeling like earlier. But look a bit better. If I move my hands away, I go back. What's going on there? I'm obviously a tech wizard because I always have very good audio and lighting. The grey man. And this tournament, we've got Magnus Carlsen at the top after his emphatic victory in the Fischer Random. I don't know what the proper name is. 960 chess tournament. So it's very strong. Magnus at the top. Firouzja, Caruana, smoking a doobie on the one. And then we have loads of other people. And David Howler. And it's 11 rounds, 3 minutes plus 1 second a move, and it's a very tricky tournament. I haven't got 7.5 on this for a long time. It seems like my mouse is a bit better now. I just had to click off, drag and click. It's still a cheap piece of shit because I only got back from my travels recently, so I haven't updated. £5 mouse, you know, we don't need anything too exotic here. And we'll see how we get on. So yes, what else has been happening? So next round I'm going to start very soon, so we'll kind of get ready for that one. But so I played in Reykjavik Open, brilliant open event. Recommend it highly to everyone. It's only I think 6-7 days because there were a couple of double rounders. It's quite easy to get to from America, 3.5 hour flight. Same from England. Great city, you know. There's some of the games start at 4 or 5, so you can do some stuff in the morning, which is brilliant. and the chess is played in the most amazing venue ever. So that was cool. But like I say, I mean, you can check out my Twitch channel. My friend was streaming there. I might start doing a bit more streaming on Twitch again. I don't know about streaming these on Twitch because I quite like, you know, not looking at the comments and stuff. But maybe we'll try doing 2 of these on a Tuesday, and I'll do the last one on Twitch or some crap like that. Who knows? And before that, I did a brilliant symbol, and I did a 35 board symbol, and that was for the armed forces. So the geezers who fly the planes and helicopters in the army and the navy in England, and that was great fun. I stayed over there for the night, a Royal Air Force base, and I got smashed. So hello to everyone who I met there. There were serving members and ex-members on this army base or RAF base, and it was great fun. And they're really nice guys. Glad they're looking after us, and they know how to drink. So it was good. So that was good fun. Oh, look at this. We're playing the Alireza, and we already, and we did have a good game against him before, but let's see how we get on here. So I'm going to play my Dutch. We had a French defense before when we were both on a massive score, but we're now into a Dutch, and this guy is like one of the best blitz players in the world at the moment, and he's also just simply one of the strongest ever blitz players. So he's up there with Magnus. I mean, even Magnus says that this guy is so I'm trying to think, because this is a big game. Obviously I just want to develop my pieces first. Even Magnus says this guy, he would have come out of retirement had this guy qualified in the candidates. So he treats Alireza as probably the most talented player around. Now, do we go here? Do we develop and let him do some stuff? Okay, I'm going to develop my last piece. Maybe I'm playing this a little bit too flatly and I should just be going for his king. But we are just trying to finish development to start with. And now there is a pawn that I could consider sacrificing, but I don't see how. If he goes bishop here, then I'm kind of like want to play this move. So now he's getting rid of that one. So what if okay, so I don't knight here and then takes. So I really want to play this move, but my bishop is too good. Now if I push this pawn, let's do this. Let's just see what happens. I'm not sure about the way I'm playing this because of this, of course, hitting a lot of pieces. And I'm just trying to play this and get an attack going. So I want to keep this bishop because I'm trying to get a touchdown on h2. And, well, he does now do this. So, okay, we have to just go here, I guess. And hope for something to happen. But maybe this, that's just a killer. Okay. Yeah, he's too quick. I'm a little bit too rusty as well. And that was just, I think I had a good position there. But again, I'm a little bit too, it wasn't flowing today. And that was pretty bad. I had a good position, but yeah, I just started playing a little bit too safely, actually. And not naturally enough. So that was actually just a very bad game. When I say safely, you can sort of see around here, this is fine. But he starts pushing these pawns, and I start developing, and I don't actually need to develop these two pieces. This is like, I realise this, and it's much more natural after something like c5, just to like attack, I think, here, e4 or e4, f4, just get on with it. Because my bishop maybe not even necessarily much better there. And after this, well, again, I don't know. Let's see how the game develops. Obviously, he played well, but I felt my position was quite nice. But this is a key moment, and his play on the queen side is now quite quick. And this is where I should be playing now. This move, definitely. Yeah, this is where I should play this. And this is now getting very messy because if he takes here, well, I can take here, and this is exactly what I want, right? Because I'm threatening this. I'm probably winning here, actually. So he can't do that. So e4 would have been the way forwards, and it's all about one tempo. I need one tempo to attack. And yeah, I didn't keep my cool very well in this game at all. And this was also bad. I probably had to swap this off, but this is my key attacking bishop, so I didn't want to. And he played, obviously, the good move. Knight here, knight b5, here, takes. And now there's a lot of pieces on Prix. And everything I'm doing here is a little bit too slow, including this move. And with this one coming, there's nothing there. So, not a very good game from me. And
some positional missteps let your opponent seize the advantage in the middle game.
98. And yeah, I mean, a perfect game from him, really, there. But it's games like that where you only get one chance. And yeah, it is around here. I just started. This is the kind of position I love playing as well. I love getting these attacking positions, but I didn't play it good. Maybe I should even not move the queen here. Maybe there's something better. Maybe I should play. I don't know. Okay, so here. This may be all right here. And even here, I think this is the way to go. Just throw in. This move is key because I've got to get rid of his defender, and then I can start my own attack. And this is actually a really fun position for me to play, not necessarily my opponent. Now I was a bit worried about him coming to the center. Computer reckons that this is a better move. I can put it on the computer if you want to see. But if he does come to the center, now I have to move this bishop again, and that's why I was doubting whether this was correct. But if I do move the bishop, I don't know where. Let's go here so it covers the diagonals. The computer recommends. Then his king looks a little bit weak to me. And if he ever takes here, which is one of the computer's top choices, there comes another attacker. And this is the kind of position where it could easily go wrong for white. This knight coming in, do. So yeah, a little bit rusty for me there, and miss some good chances there. So fuck, that was opportunities. Okay, I'll take a break at my end, but the next game will start any second for you soon, and I'll leave you with a philosophical question. Just while you ponder that game of Alireza's. Why is it if you donate a kidney, which my friend did recently to her son, people love you, but if you donate 5 kidneys, they call the police? Answers on a postcard. Next game, we'll pause that after that. I'll come back after that game. That was disappointing. We've got to come back. I'm disappointed I didn't put up more of a fight there. Next game starting any second now. Okay, so our aim today is just to get to 7.5 out of 11, which is a good score. It's something, yeah, high up there. So we want to crash some skulls in the next couple of rounds, and let's flick in this bishop g5. We only lost to Alireza so far, which is respectable. And my opponent's playing quite a solid line against the Trompowsky. And I've always thought this is a pretty okay line for black, but white should be very slightly better with this advance, maybe, I don't know. And I'm going to play this, which could be quite loosening, because he might be able to get in around the back. These squares seem quite weak, but it's also the most aggressive, because we get these pawns flying up, so it looks interesting. Now, if my knight comes out, he'll grab that one. So this is a good move, probably. Now, if he goes here, he comes in. So another option is to develop the bishop. Should we do that? Another option is just to play c3, but that just seems a bit wet. Okay, maybe this is best, because he still can't move the e-pawn, which he's going to try to do on the next move. If I go here, he'll definitely go e5. I want to meet e5 with d5. And the slight problem I have is that this knight comes here, he grabs this pawn. So, yeah, of course he's got to play this move. And now I gain a useful tempo on his knight. And do I want to play h5? Just so he can't come here and then move his bishop. So we're trying to discombobulate the development of his pieces, because he's discombobulating my pieces. So he's had to come back. And now he's going to come in here. So knight here takes. Is there anything clever like knight takes here, bishop takes here, check? Ooh, that is just the kind of crazy. Simon, just don't do it. You know you shouldn't do it. I can't help myself. Bishop takes pawn. Knight takes here. Takes. Oh, he doesn't even want to do it. The boring bastard. I don't even know. It probably wasn't very good, my plan there. So it's probably a good thing he didn't do it. Okay, so my idea was if he took here, I was going to take this pawn and sack my queen for a bishop and probably lose very quickly. So now I'm going for a strategy of trying to put the knight here and put the queen on f3, which is a strategy. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, because he's getting a central pawn, but I do also have access to g7. He doesn't want that, so okay, so we will again come here. Now g6 might be a good way to break out. Should I have taken that last move? I don't know, obviously. And the position's becoming a little bit more normal. So this move is now, I think, forcing me to play this. And the position has become reasonably sensible. But he has some issues on the f-file, and I don't know how he's going to resolve them. I might even have g5 if I want to win the exchange, but I think a bigger threat is just putting a rook on the f-file here. h6 is a bit weak. I don't know which rook. They both have arguments for and against. I feel this one, but he's going to come knight there then. If I grab here, he takes pawn. So this is actually still complex. Okay, we'll move this one. And his knight will most likely come in now. And I'm just going to get it out the way. Controlling his knight, I hope. Keeping some pressure here and on that diagonal. But he's done a pretty good job of resisting so far. And now I could start pushing the c-pawn. Anything better here? C-pawn, queen comes in there. So I'm just going to play it safe. Let's tuck it away. So I can play here. And if he ever tries to come funky, I've got rook c1. This is a much better square for my queen, because I'm always thinking, can my opponent get counterplay? And the only way I can see it doing something is with this move. So we have to now, but f5, I think I can take. He can't take here because of this pawn. And my bishop, I feel, is much better than his knight, weirdly enough. Because his knight can't move. My bishop, I'd say, is controlling his knight. And my bishop has this other rule. And now we're definitely playing this. And we can see the use of putting my king on b1. We get this rook here. And his king is starting to look a little bit iffy. So if I was him, I'd be playing this now. And he finds it. He finds a good move. So I'm going to take here. And the reason I'm doing that is because we want to get another piece in. The last piece, the rook here. And I also want to defend d5. So I think rook c1 is safest because I want to keep my back rank. I don't want to get back spanked. Not in the mood for that today, my dear. And that is a good move. Bastard. So I'm going to drop a pawn, but I still should have a lot of play here. Takes rook here, but it is a pawn, so this is again very interesting position. He's played this quite well. I'm just trying to keep my coordination, and he can't move his knight because of this. But what am I doing next? He might at some point have this. So okay, this was definitely on the agenda of moves that were quite scary. Now here, has he got any checks? I can't see any checks because otherwise I'd be very weak on the light squares. But I am defending. And my rook can come back. I'm also, remember, threatening just to taker's knight. So I'm not sure what he does here. Whoa, this should not work, because I have to say that to me a little bit by shock, but I am the exchange up. As long as I don't fall for a knight fork, famous last words, I'm always falling for knight forks. This is a winning ending, because, well, a rook's better than a knight. We learned that in preschool, I believe. Okay, so that was a reasonably good recovery from that last game. So we're on 2 out of 3. Can we get...
Way to go.
Can we
you
get
took the advantage, then finished off your opponent
your
when you saw your chance.
7.5 in a long time. That game, it was all right, but I was a little bit up and down, wasn't I?
You missed an opportunity to win material through a fork.
Okay, so this was... He started to fight back well there, but it was complicated. I think I did all right there. I'm not going to complain too much. So one more game, and it's 11 rounds, but we have the first 4 rounds, a little break, next 4 rounds, a little break, and I always try to get 3 out of 4 in the first 4, because that puts me in good stead for 7.5. So let's see if we can keep that going. So other things will be going on. Yeah, so Reykjavik, great tournament. There's been some good write-ups. If you know Kostya, who streams a lot of chess for his gang of dudes in America. Really nice guy. He's done a great report on it. You can watch that. I'd say I do find these chess tournaments quite unhealthy though. So for the last 3 weeks I've been eating takeaways, boozing too much, and I get a little bit nervous. So I start smoking again, which is not good, not recommended. But I find like when you sit at the board, it's very intense, and sometimes it's nice to get up. I need to find something else I can do rather than like go for a smoke. I don't know, like what? Like have a glass of water? Are you allowed to have fresh air if you're not smoking? It's not really fresh air because you're smoking. But at least I'm doing something good for the environment, right? By smoking, because it kills people. And that's got to be good for the environment. So I'm doing my bit anyway. So, morally I'm doing the right thing, I feel. Okay, let's have a look. Is Magnus on 3 points? I imagine so. And Firouzja is up there on 3. David Howler is up there. And then we have... who's this? Gunnar? Who's Gunnar? English player. I've never heard of him. Mykola Korninsky. I butchered that name, I'm sure. Is Magnus still playing then? Or has Magnus dropped a point already? This is how tough it is, yeah? I don't believe Magnus has dropped a point. He'd be on 3 out of 3. He's just too good, Magnus, nowadays. He is the goat of goats, I think, isn't he? He just wins everything. He understands chess too well. So is he on 3 points? I haven't seen his name though, so it's possible Magnus has lost the game or drawn, which would be a little bit surprising because of his form at the moment. There he is. He's lost the game. So he's on the same points as me, Magneto and Arian Tari. Shows you just how hard this tournament is. I think the best player of all time is on 2 out of 3. It's bloody hard chess. Really is. You kind of realise how hard it is when you're losing to 13-year-olds in a proper tournament all the time. I mean, I started with 3 out of 3 in Reykjavik. I was feeling pretty good, and then I messed up the next game against the Chinese Grandmaster, very strong player, and I moved 40. I got myself a bit of time trouble. I played the wrong move, and I should have been easily drawing, but I blundered basically. And then I went a bit of a... Then I got stuck in Juniorville, and I was playing like Harry Potter after... like little Indian kid after. I played a whole lot of them, and they were playing good, and I was there was some double rounders. Talking to little kids, please be nice to me, little kid. And double rounders, well, I don't mind playing long days of chess. It's good for I'm going to play Sicilian. Let's have a fun open crazy dragon. I don't mind playing double rounders. Now this move always pisses me off actually. I play quite an aggressive system here, which I don't think is very sound, this move, but I don't like bringing my queen out too early, so it confuses many opponents, this knight f6 idea. I don't think it's sound, and I would play it in a real competition, probably. Maybe I would, I don't know. I play a lot of shit, basically. But yeah, I mean, these kids, they've got so much energy, and the annoying thing is when you're playing a kid, they don't know if you ever had this yourselves when you're playing a proper tournament. They just have this like Beavis. You remember Beavis and Butthead when they're like on amphetamine or something? They're like, and you're sitting there, you're like, oh my god, this bloody kid is just bouncing up and down, and I'm just like, just chill out, man. Just chill out. Just come on, man. Just please chill, for the love of God. Okay, right. What is this position? Well, I'm going to try castling queenside. Maybe. I say maybe. It looks vaguely interesting. I could also go bishop here, takes, and if he takes here, castle queenside. That could be cool. It's a lot safer to castle kingside, but should be all right. The pawn structure's fine, and he wants to now come in here. So castling queenside is very interesting. Let's do it. Let's do it immediately. It's very risky, but that's the way I rock and roll. That's the way you're gonna rock and roll. And my idea is if takes here, which we might get. I have bishop c5, or maybe knight over here. So takes knight here, check. If I go here, he checks and comes over here. So if here, knight f4, he can't go f3 because of check. So takes knight f4, check, king d7. My rook attacks his queen. I threaten checkmate. He has no checks. That looks like it's winning. So takes knight f4. Looks good. He's got knight here. That's a defensive move, which is always annoying when they do shit like that. Do I have anything there? Should have, shouldn't I? I don't know what though. I mean, this check, king h1, doesn't seem that inspiring. So takes knight here, knight f3. It's good to think in your opponent's time, right? Because I'm so slow, I need to. Now this check is interesting. King here, knight f2. Oh, okay, he didn't do any of that, thank goodness, because it was getting rather hard to calculate. And now, do I not have a good knight jump? Maybe I should just develop my bishop, but where? Am I worried about this pawn going? If so, I can go here, but then he goes here. So this is quite a brave move from my opponent. Bishop here takes again, and then I don't really see what I'm doing. I could always swap off queens, but that is really rather slow, so we don't want to do that. Moving my knight back, that feels very passive. But what else? What else to do here? Moving the bishop here. Takes, bishop here, sacrificing a pawn, but I don't see a good follow-up. So this is a good move for my opponent. I'm gonna move this knight. Not the way I want to move it, but he's covering it coming forwards, and this at least deals with the threat to my pawn. And I attack, and I gain a tempo on his queen. And next move, we're trying to bring out Mr. Ringo Starr, the Bischoff. Don't know why it's called Ringo Starr, to be honest. Met a lot of lovely people in Reykjavik, so hello to everyone I met. Now g5 is the move I want to play. Bishop takes rook g8. Is that? It looks so stupid. I've got to do it. Okay, this is really little bit stupid, but if he takes my rook, I checkmate here. So if I met you in Iceland, hello. Hello Bill and everyone else. Met some very interesting people there. Okay, now this is getting a bit crazy. Now check here, develops piece. He can't take it because this one drops. So I have sacrificed pawns, so he's got to come here. Now probably what I'm doing is just nonsense, but it is an open file to attack along. Okay, now will he actually take this one? He might do. He might well do. So is there again compensation here? I don't know. I don't know if it's enough. I'm not really threatening anything, am I? Here, there's check here. Okay. This bishop, I'm going to move out the way because it's not doing anything where it is. And if he takes, I'm hoping my knight finds some squares. Is knight right? I don't even know if this is correct. Now, let's start trying to attack. We have sacrificed a pawn. We've got to try. Now, nothing going on here. Rook here. Comes in. Where? Okay, let's go here so I can have ideas of sacrificing. We keep the queen. Oh no, I can't keep the queens on that way. Let's go here, keep them on that way. Because then I have knight g3 as a big check and queen takes f1. Boom! There it is. That is a big, big move. But he's still fighting because he has, well, not that one because this is actually checkmate. And that was probably winning. Well, it was winning at the end there because, well, we're material up. If he goes here, I can always come back to defend. But I don't know if it's an immediate win. Maybe this is the best square. Yeah, this is just winning, isn't it? I'm the exchange up, and he hasn't got an attack here. So that was a little bit tactical crazy there. That was quite fun. So we're on 3 out of 4. Boom!
Good job turning around the game with that tactic in the middle game.
Doing pretty well drawing that game until the end, but it was a risky opening that I played. So, but we had fun, and I felt quite confident. Sometimes even if you've got bad position, if you feel confident, it doesn't matter, especially in blitz. Yeah, so I met some interesting people in Iceland. If I met you over there, hello. Met some very nice guys from America. I'd love to go to America, but I read that someone in New York gets stabbed every 52 seconds. I mean, imagine being that guy. It'd be horrible. Nearly every second you're getting stabbed. Sounds terrifying. But no, on all seriousness, I'd love to go to America. I've been there once, Vegas at one point, but I'd love to go again. So hopefully I get the opportunity. And yeah, and all the Icelandic players are great. If you want to play a tournament, just put it on your bucket list. Reykjavik Open. It is a bit pricey. Don't get me wrong. Luckily, as a Grandmaster, I get things covered, and I know a lot of the Icelandic guys well, so get some good deals and things. But if you do have any spare bit of cash, just get over there. It's fantastic. So now there's a break at my end, and we're on 3 out of 4. So we only need to get 4.5 out of 8, which sounds doable, plus 1 to get 7.5. As soon as I get 7.5, I'm going to start winning this tournament. I'm going to start taking it all down. Put out your pipe. And indigestion it. Next game for you guys. We'll start any second now. I'll just pause it at my end. So you have a roll of consciousness coming towards you immediately from the stars and beyond, floating through the skies like an eagle that's highs. Okay, so we're back again with the next, well, I say the second third of this tournament, so round 5, and we're playing someone, well, an Indian chap who is very high rated, so it's going to be a real challenge, nearly 3,000. So we'll play the Harry attack, one of my favourite systems, and I'm going to play this, which is very risky line. It's super aggressive. I think this is a new idea, just giving up the pawn immediately, but it's, I think, reasonably interesting. And now the critical choice is obviously my opponent capturing it. If he doesn't capture it, he can play c5 and try to counter attack like that as well. Now the way Prag plays this position is with white, well, not this exact position but similar, is with h6, but I do feel in a blitz game it makes more fun to try and open up and just go for mate. So I'm going to play it like this, like the English school of chess. It's a little bit dodgy, but you see the king, you go for the king. There's no like messing around, straight in there. And now d5 is most likely correct here. I don't know if this is going to cause many hassle. Okay, let's play it. We get a space advantage, and the next idea will, I think, most likely try to get my knight to g5. So my opponent does a counter attack. Makes logical sense to do this, and I'm going to play this. I'm not interested in pawns. We're going to just trying to take them away. And the other thing I'm really keeping an eye on is knight g4. So I don't know. So knight f3, I might even castle kingside, because f2 is a really weak point in my position. And I do have this open h-file, but positionally, this move in the long run has given me some advantages because of the e6 square. So I don't need to go all in on this attack. If it was like this, I might well do that, but it's not. So my opponent sees the opportunity to go here. Now bishop e3, he takes there. I don't see how it's going to help. So I'm gonna now most likely be forced to castle because f2 is too weak. And my opponent coming with some aggressive ideas himself. Now, how do we play this position? Now, I'd love to get now the bishop here. Takes knight here. Queen e2. Then he takes and he's got some stuff. Knight g5 here. Allowing, I mean, I'd love to... Queen e1 is really a bit too safe, I feel, guarding here. I think I should probably take this one. Just it takes knight here. Knight takes here. It's kind of like, it's got a lot of pressure here, hasn't he? Do I have to play queen? Okay, I'm gonna... Don't like that move. It's too... Okay, it just seems a bit too passive, this one. I'm not sure I really should be playing such a passive move, but I'm also not sure how to defend that one. So knight here, I'm pretty sure he'll do. Then I have to take it. I'm just trying to eliminate his attacking pieces. Knight takes, bishop here, takes here, rook b1. I'm trying to get the initiative. Or I can put my bishop on d4. Okay, so he's playing a slower system here. Now knight d2. It's a little bit uncomfortable, this actually. This is super safe, this one. Well, I don't know about super safe. It's super passive coming this way. And now if I go here, he can start taking pawns himself. So I have to come forwards. And I've guarded f2 as much as I can now. So I'm trying to avoid tricks here. And it's still very complex here. Anything nasty going to happen to me? I wouldn't be surprised. So we're coming. And then I want to try to put the other knight here and start stepping forwards in this position, but I've got very short time. Do I take his dark square bishop? We go here first, trying to eliminate some of his aggressive pieces. And if he takes, I'll take with the bishop. I'm hoping to turn this around. This is a great square if I'm ever able to come in there, but that's a long way off. So this is a pretty move. And my position, I think, seems quite nice. But, I don't know, it's just very complex. Okay, do I go f3? Oh, this is a tricky move to deal with, this one. Okay, this is obviously risky because of the opening of my king. And it's probably not very good. Okay, let's get out of the way. Which one? Here. Dropping a pawn. I've got to take that dark square bishop and try to get some counterplay on the dark squares. But I'm spending far too much time here. This one, try to get an attack going. I might just be able to play that. I think this is a little bit desperate now. Again, some yes. He's too quick. I think he just takes here now. But I do have that. Yeah, this one is just good, isn't it? And then he's got this simple move. Ay. Okay. Well, another disappointing game against a good player here, but it felt at some point I was doing well there, but his initiative was always a bit scary. I'll tell you what, playing against the King's Indian defence, I really struggle with. I've got to find a better opening. I've got to look at this in more depth because that didn't really work out very well. I was always under a bit of pressure, I felt, until I got too short.
Some positional missteps let your opponent seize the advantage in the middle game.
Well, and this is where I'm...
The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage.
Let's see where I went wrong. So
you missed an opportunity to event. The game was close to equal, but now white has the advantage.
Training mode they have on chess.com is really annoying and not very strong either. So go away. So when my knight got to e6, it seemed like I played quite a good game, but I did not cope with a... it's easier as black because he's attacking me. He's got more space. He's coming at me. And now after this move, I should just take here and just put the bishop on. Yeah, of course I should. It's so easy afterwards. I was too fixated on getting rid of these knights, but of course, put the bishop on d2. I've actually played this very cleverly. I've defended this very well, and putting the bishop on this square would be tremendously strong once I've eliminated this strong piece of it, because I've defended everything well. So this was a little bit too much, and now f4 again was too much, but this is already a very tricky move to deal with because this pawn, if I go f3, I'm weakening this. So there was one moment here where I should just eliminate here, let's say this, and then put the bishop on c3, and I'm doing very well because he doesn't, in this line, he doesn't have any way to attack me. I can put the bishop here, I can start taking his pieces off, his bishop is blocked in behind that, and my bishop has great potential, especially when I play f4. This is probably close to positionally winning for me. And the way the game went, I missed this, and now I think it's too much. He comes in too strong, and this d2 is a little bit too much. Maybe I can flick in f5 here, but I didn't. We went this way, and there's no coming back from this position. No, it's too much. So he played very well, and I missed my chance there, but we'll see. So we're on 3 out of 5, is it? And we got another 3 games to go in this section, so we will hopefully, if we can get another 3 out of 4, get to 6 points. That means we need to win our next 3. I mean, let's 7.5, the magic score, and we need to play a little bit better than that. We need to try and get the initiative rather than having people come and get us. We want to get them, so more sacrifices are needed, I feel. And while we wait for next round, let's just see. So this game should be a draw, and I don't know why people bother playing on king and rook versus king and rook. It seems really pointless to me, especially when there's an increment and you can't even flag them. I mean, it's a little bit sad, I feel. I know how much Martinez is a strong player, but just sometimes a draw is an okay result, and they're just wasting time. Why am I even looking at this? Have I not got anything better to do in my life? Like, I don't know, jump off a cliff, play with some traffic on a motorway. And okay, well there, white did offer a draw, now black's trying to win. Where is that motorway? And I will go and play with some traffic. It'll be more entertaining than 147 moves of this. Well done. It's a check, it's another check, and it's another check. Who says that chess is like watching paint dry? Come on, just take the draw. Take the draw. Now it's this guy I'm angry with because Jose is offering him a draw, and they have the draw. Wow, 155 moves of pure entertainment there. And the next game should now be starting. So we need to win this one. We always play a bird, so let's get the bird shit in now. Apparently it is lucky if a bird poos on your head. Why? That is, apparently it's a sign of good luck. It shows you how stupid customs are. Poos on your head and it's good luck. I've been pooed on the head and I don't think it was that good luck, really, funnily enough. Okay, now, what are we doing here? Well, I might attempt just a reverse stonewall. Why not? We could go for our funky reverse variation. But with the knight here, maybe it's a little bit different. So we just play it traditionally. I wouldn't recommend playing like this, really, the way I've played, because it's a bit uninspiring. And I'm never sure where to put my pieces in this position either. Because this is annoying. So, and I've got to get these guys out. Okay, I'm going to maybe bring this one at some point, covering G3, but not an opening I'd recommend repeating this. And now H3 and G4, maybe. I say maybe because it doesn't convince me. And he brings his knight around in a very logical fashion. And let's cover some of those central squares, but my bishop is always a bit of a lemon, this position, and it's still a bit of a way off from attacking, and this is another sort of concern. I think we should try and stop this. So does queen here cover this one for now? It looks like I've got a lot of pieces covering it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's now trying to swap off light square bishops, which is a logical idea. And what am I going to do with this bishop? If b6, he's going to come here, and that's also quite annoying. So I'm going to go a4 first, and I want to go b6 bishop here to complete my development. So let's maybe go for that, but there are surely other options here. Okay, let's go. We have to try and get the bishop out, and I'm assuming one of these two squares will help my position, connecting my rooks, with the idea I might better open up later. And connecting the rooks is probably a good idea. This move is the move that only plays it. I was going to say most worried about, because my pieces are discombobulated, and now he's going to try and play knight takes here. Takes knight takes queen check, king moves, queen takes here. I don't think I have any tricks there. Yeah, this is annoying. Okay, so this position is bad now. It's gone wrong. Definitely. And his queen is now coming in next. And this move. Do not like this. I'm going to play here just to try and shut his bishop in and try to get something going. Because I have knight f2 if his queen comes in. Because I just felt if he gets f5 in, I've got no hope. And if I get everything working my way, I might better whip this pawn off. And this is normally a very good idea, but it could also be quite slow here. So do we now take this pawn and pray? I think so. That pawn was very strong, so let's grab it. And ideally I'd like to come here, here and here. So b5, d4, e6. d4 would be a lovely square for my knight, so he does come in. So let's continue that route. If he takes there, that pawn seems a little bit irrelevant. I can come here or put something on a3. Maybe I put something on a3 first, and this move has really helped me at least stop this guy from having some fun, right? Okay, so we will continue developing, but it allows this bishop to poke out there, so I'm not sure if I should have done that. But if his bishop, yeah, okay, so again, he's playing well. All right, don't want his bishop coming in, so I'm going to cover that one. I might have to let it come in, but we have our own ideas. Bishop takes here, and we have knight d4 as a move where my knight, to my eyes, looks pretty good there. And of course, h4 and g5 to keep playing against that bishop. So a number of options. Maybe you can take on f5 here, because if I take with a pawn, he's got rook g8, so he comes all the way back. And now let's maneuver this knight. I feel like it's time to try and attack him, so My pieces are okay, so let's use these pawns to try to break through on the F or G file. My knight is quite good. My bishop is kind of alright, has a bit of pressure. This will make him think. And that is the only problem. Is bishop is a major problem. Okay, so rook here, he comes here, rook. Okay, let's do that. This rook is now too passive. I always try to activate my pieces as much as we can. So at least this way, it might have a chance to do something there. But I'm going to push that queen away as much as we can. But he finds a good move. He pins my knight down. Okay, so actually my last move I don't like. I'm going to come back, so my knight is now free to move again. We don't want to draw here, clearly. So in we go. Risky, but I don't see any other way we can cause him problems. If he takes here, I'm going to take here, I think. Maybe bishop takes here, rook takes, pawn takes here. That could be a very nice tactic. So takes, bishop takes e7, rook takes, pawn takes here. So he comes in. Now, no threat as yet. What is happening here? Okay, I'm just going to play this move quickly because the time is clearly something which is happening quick. Right, I'm going to shut up because we cannot multitask, as I've demonstrated on. Oh my god, I can't even single task. Fuck. Bollocks. I could have played that so much better. Fuck! Oh, no. Oh, that was so bad. Fell apart at the end there. Fucking duck. Even at the end I'm winning, yeah? And just fell apart there. Ah. It's a shorter time. And even here, I think I'm doing pretty well. And I just fell for this knight fork. Just keep the rook here and use the h-pawn. That's all I need to do. So I need to maybe put my rook as far away as possible. Just don't put the rook here. This is crazy. So that was a painful game, and yeah, it felt like I should be doing really well around this point. And I am after knight takes if I find the right move. And why did I? Again, it's just the time. I can't handle the time pressure. For example, get the bishop in. Just throw the bishop in. Don't need to do anything. So that was a big loss. So I need a big score to get to 7.5 points after that one, and that was a bad loss, a bad loss. Round 6, I won 3 points. So we need 4.5 out of how many rounds? 5? Is that right? 4.5 out of 5. All right, okay, well there you go. So we got to win the next couple of rounds now. Let's have a little pause after that disaster, and that was really a disaster. So we must take the next 2 down. Next 2 games. We're on 3 points, so we need to get 5 points with the last third of the tournament to occur. So we're gonna hopefully rely on a proper Dutch. I'm not going to play that version of the stone wall again. It doesn't really seem to work very well. And I'll play a classical. We've been playing a lot of the stone wall, and I always flick the knight in because I'm a little bit more cramped, so exchanges should generally help. And there's some queen b4 stuff that my opponent may have to worry about. And this is a bit of a passive line. but it shouldn't be any worse for myself here. And now d5, most likely the best move. This also pretty logical, but you know, as long as I get e5 in, I'm generally quite happy in these positions. I mean, e4 now I think would be best. I'm going to go f4 and play it like that, and I'm ready now to play e5 otherwise, and we get the kind of position I had against Firouzja, but should be a little bit more confident than what happened there. And of course my opponent's pushing on the queen side, I'm pushing against the king, and it's a situation that we should be pretty happy with. Okay, now do we continue here or do we play this one first and try to get the queen in? I'm going to go here, opening his bishop, but trying to use my f-pawn to create some problems, and maybe my queen will come in next and I can bring the knight into g5. This is how we can try to intensify something. I don't know, maybe e4 made more sense. So okay, so now the queen must come in, and let's try to get these guys joining in on the king side as well. So knight here next, and then I've got f3 ideas as well. So yeah, so my opponent defends sensibly, but I'm going to keep attacking these bits. So do I now come with a bishop, then bishop e4? So let's first take this. So we shouldn't give up our queen side immediately, but this allows his rook to come in. So I really need to get my pieces working a lot better than they are here. Bishop e4 is one good move for him. Okay, he comes back and he's not fearing taking a knight here at the end because he starts taking my pawns. So do I have to play this defensive move or do I have something a bit more? Okay, how is that taking there? Because I can check, take here. It's a risky, okay, let's do it. It's a risky way to play, clearly. Now we can defend that pawn, and I'll go rook f7. He's also got this one. This was not a good way to play. It's all going a bit wrong now. Okay, you have to play here. What else? Because my knight's actually quite bad, and he can always grab this pawn, but more important to stop his rook's rampaging through my position. And yeah, I mean, he can safely grab this one now. And then do I try to put my pawns all in dart squares so his bishop can't attack them? Well, I can try and hope that my knight targets them later on, but his bishop can also find a home over here. Yeah. And this is, well, maybe I should be thinking of a draw here. This one, is this, I don't even know if that's going to be a draw. Yeah, trying to get my knight out that way. It's getting a bit desperate. Don't like this. Ooh, not a friendly move to play, but that bishop was too strong. Or do I now move the rook? Okay, his rook's too strong. I know I'm a pawn down in this ending, but if I get g5 in, I'm hoping his extra pawn is no good, so he comes with this. Trying to make his extra pawn much better, like bishop here, and his extra pawn starts coming more alive. I might have to swap this, but then my knight is dead for the rest of the game, and I think I'm just lost here because this check. And look at my sad knight. It's very sad, this position. Very sad. I have no pawn breaks except for this one. This is the only thing I can try, but it's not good. Here he had king here and h4 to win, so this is terrible. I've had a horrible run in the middle section here. We're gonna have to try and come back with at least a decent finish, but this has been a disgusting run. And now if I take, I guess his B pawn's too strong, but B, okay, well, at least this way it will make him potentially think. King comes up. Don't see what else I can do. Here, takes, king here. And this, the way he's played this is most likely winning for him. But has he made it harder? I don't think so. Because I can't do anything, and his king is just coming in. He's got this move next. It's all terrible, unfortunately for me. Fuck. Horrible game. And we have to resign. Ooh. Okay, so that was bad. Painful. Chess is painful sometimes. And
you did a good job fighting on that game in a tough position. That type of effort will pay off in the long run.
Getting a beating today. So what can you do? And we're on 3 with 4 rounds to go. So the best we can do is get 7, which would be a miracle now. So that's what we got to try to get for. Got to try to come back and get 7. Well, we're looking for 4 out of 4 now, and it's a bit of a slow tournament for me after a little break. I've been a bit slow in general recently, haven't I? When on Title Tuesday, so we haven't come back and had a good Title Tuesday for quite some time. So let's see if this could be a good warm up at least, and at least win this one to get to 50%. You know, we got to get over 50%. My opponent playing a setup which actually quite a lot of people play, but I don't think it's a very good setup from white, because I get a pleasant stone wall now. I put the pawn here because we don't allow any funny business with a knight coming in there, and I'm just going for knight c6, maybe c4, maybe taking here kind of ideas. And in the stone wall, one of the main ideas is to plonk the knight on e4. So probably a wise idea of my opponent to do here. Now he's got to make a decision. Does he castle queenside or kingside? And both sides will give me something to attach onto, because I've got the h4 pawn. If he goes kingside, it could be a weakness. And if he goes queenside, well, he's really open to like b5, b4 and c file stuff. So he does go that way. A little bit surprising. And now I could start pushing here. Or do we quickly try to get a rook here? Or many ideas. Also knight here. Well, I think I'm going to play with my pieces, because we have an immediate threat. Knight here, knight takes a2. His queen is misplaced. So this is aggressive queen. His queen is certainly misplaced here. I've got to watch out for tactics on this, but I'm covering that one solidly. And the other idea is just use the b pawn and try to attack as such. So a nice position. Maybe knight here coming next if he defends this pawn. So something like king here, knight here. Does knight takes there work? I take on f2. So let's go in. Because if he takes, I'm taking here, forking 2 pieces. And I've actually got a threat of knight b4, winning his queen, because his queen is trapped, and knight takes f2. So I don't know how he defends this. If he takes here, well, I might even be able to take it. I don't think he's got too much to worry about, but my initial thought was just take on f2, because, okay, but now knight b4, and a rule coming in, and I don't know how he survives this. I'm not just threatening to win his queen, which I think is trapped, has nowhere to move to, but I'm also threatening to take the knight, come in here with a ginormous attack. So at last, the Dutch seems to have worked well. That's more like it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. Much more like it. That's the way to do it. See, just needed to get in the right zone. It's only taken me 7 games of horrendous chess, and that was 12 moves long. 12 moves. That's what we want. So we now get up to 50%. It's not great. I'm not going to admit it's great, but I wanted 7.5 this time. We need 3 out of 3, that's the number, to get to 7 points. Anyway, it's good to be back. It's good to be playing. Is it? it didn't feel good until that win. I mean, it all depends on results, doesn't it? I'm sure you're the same. If you're having a horrendous blitz session or you hit a bit of a dip, it can just be terrible, right? You don't want to be there. You want to be anywhere. Playing with traffic on the motorway, much more fun. Anywhere except the chessboard. If things are going wrong, it's the most painful feeling ever. And when I lost to Harry Potter in Iceland, I felt that. I felt like I just don't want to be here. And luckily there was a bar nearby, as there generally is in most places I play. And the Harper, great place in Iceland, had a lovely bar, so I could get there, have a drink. But it was interesting talking to some other people, because one guy said to me, wow, you're much shyer in real life than you are on YouTube or when I see you. Yeah, man, of course, we're different in real life than you see us here. And I also had a lot of people come up to me and sort of be, and they started chatting to me like they've known me forever. Just to remind you, it's always nice to say hello to people, but sometimes I might not know who you are. You know, this is like not a window, what you're seeing here in front of you. This is like, it's kind of like one way, right? So I'm coming into your room. Thank you for inviting me. Very kind, like a vampire. No, okay, we won't go there. But I'm coming into your room, but I haven't seen I'm coming into your room, but I haven't seen you. If that makes sense. So like, so it's quite funny. A lot of people coming up to me, and they, you know, it's like they've known me for like 10 years, but I've never met them, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know who this person is. Should I know who it is? So I'm like, oh yeah, hi. You know, I'm always trying to be polite. I try, not always polite, you know. And that's another thing. There was another time when I lost a game to Harry Potter, I think it was, bastard. And there was a guy, and as soon as I lost the game, you know, it was like, you need to give the players a little bit of a break, because, you know, I feel like knocking something out when I've lost the game, right? You just want to like have at least 5 minutes. Let me have one beer before I'm able to chat. And I didn't knock anyone out, because, you know, he was very nice chap. But generally, like, you know, if I've just resigned and I'm like, you know, to a young child and my tournament's ruined, you know, be like, oh, can I get you a beer, man? Just like, oh man, just give me a couple of minutes, please. And the hilarious thing as well, there was a lookalike there of me, and I'll see if I can find a photo, and I've never really like seen anyone who looks like me, because I look a bit weird, you know, ginger, like odd. But let me see if I can find a picture, because Hilmar, who's a lovely guy, and I don't know if you can see this picture. Can you see that? There he is. There's my lookalike, and there's me playing him in a simul. That's just scary, right? Look at that. When I saw him, I thought those flashbacks of, you know, rather too many mushrooms and stuff like that had come back. I mean, literally that photo, I was doing a simul, and this was in Akaveri in northern Iceland, beautiful place, and I sort of oh my god, and I was going around shaking people's hands with a beer, and Hilma was there, and I was like, and I went around, I'm like, whoa man, someone slipped some of that good shit in my drink again. It's all coming back again. I recognise this man. I looked in the mirror earlier and I saw him, and I was like, and it was really like, I was like, what the hell is going on? This guy is like me. Am I shaking my own hand? Have I like warped realities? Like literally, am I playing mirror chess? Has someone set me up with a mirror? Am I shaking the mirror's hand? What is going on? Has reality become that strange? Have I finally lost it and stepped over into the never zone, which I've been kind of there before, but I've always managed to drag myself back, barely. And and it was like, yeah, so that was quite funny. But the hilarious thing in Reykjavik, Hilma, lovely guy, really nice guy, who looks like me and did his hair like me, bit freaky. People were going up to him and they were like, can I get my photo taken with you? And he was like, yeah, sure. And even friends of mine were going up to him, and then they come to me a couple of days later and they said, you were quite rude, you just blanked me. I said hello to you and you just walked past. I'm like, I don't think it was me, man. And then even some people ask him for his advice on openings, and he's probably about 1600, and he was like, yeah, you know, and he was just coming up with random stuff. It's actually quite scary thinking about it now. It was a little bit freaky. And amount of photos I think he took with various people who thought he was me is scary. So that was kind of a bit of a mind fuck. Okay, 3 games to go. Time for another little break. Unless, is Magnus playing, or is he given up now? He is playing. He's back to 6.5 out of 8. Any games going on? We can have a little look at Fabiano. Learn some proper chess. And these look quite nice, don't they? But white won on time. Oh, that's also quite nice. So I guess white's winning here. I'm not sure how. How is white winning here if black... Maybe black's in zugzwang. Weird position, this one. Really weird, because if it was white to move, I'm not sure what white would do. Maybe white can just do this. Because if you move this rook, I take here. That's probably winning. You can just start mopping up. So, yeah, it must be winning for Fabiano. Okay, last 3 games. That game I just played was good. We're going to have more like that. We're going to destroy 3 out of 3, 7 points, and the tournament has been saved. I can do it. Sure, I can do it. Do you believe me? And it's not Hilmer playing here, my lookalike. It's actually me, even though at times it might feel like Hilmer is playing the way I am blundering away. Back in 1 second for another game. Okay, so last 3 games, and I'm playing my normal d4 in this one. None of that bird shit opening. And I'm just going to develop sensibly. And now what are we going to do with the drunken sailor? Well, this is the main line, so we'll stick with the main line. And I had a similar thing against Korchnoi many years ago. Do you like the way I name dropped there? I thought that was pretty nice. Just flip that in. I played Korchnoi in this variation in 1993. I think I'll find brilliant game where he won. And actually, I've got the best. I'm sure I've told this story before. I haven't got that many stories because I'm not strong enough. So I've got to live as much as I can off the couple of stories I've got. But got to analyse the game afterwards. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was something like 90 something. And afterwards, he said I reminded him of a young Tao. And yeah, I don't know what that meant, but it was nice. It was nice. It made me feel good. And we're playing Kaleb Levi, and this I know this is one line which is meant to equalise for black, and I'm throwing the knight in because if he goes knight here, I might have some capture, and he probably has to take with his bishop then. What else I'm going to do? Well, I'm keen to get castled here. Bishop d3. We get a lot of simplifications, which I'm not particularly happy against. So he has been encouraged now to lash out. And generally, I'm very happy to see this because in the long run, I feel that the black king becomes much more of a target because you're losing your bodyguard, you're losing your protection around that one. So I feel this has helped me, but I'm still gonna give myself the option of castling. H4 is another thing I could maybe think about doing. But castling should give me a safe advantage because I just feel that this is at some point going to act badly against him. I suppose h4 is a more testing move. I most likely get rid of that knight first, but he's getting rid of it for me. He's making many exchanges, and this is quite risky because now h4 much more likely to work. But also stuff like f4. Let's play f4. Because with f4 I can castle safely. He can't. Can he go pawn here? No, because of queen g6. And I'm again trying to take advantage of the fact that he's played g5, which must be a weakness. And now he's lashing out, taking. I won't be able to castle, but I've got a protected passed pawn, and he's still certainly a bit weak here. So first thing to concentrate. g4 takes. I come in. Don't think that's necessary as of yet, so let's pile on that as much as we can. He's most likely going to have to defend it, and then if I play g4 when everything's piled on the f file, takes, check, rook f7, rook f8 will be on Prix. So my idea here is if rook f8, g4 now, takes, check, and that should be good. But after this, I just realised he's got here, and if check, rook g7. I thought I had e6, but then that pawn's on Prix. So maybe, just maybe, I need to prepare this move. Can he do anything to stop it? G4 could have worked there, but F4. Okay, so actually he has stopped it. So I don't know. I could have missed an opportunity at that point. But my position is always going to be okay. His king's always weak. This pawn is weak, but how do I make progress? C4, he just takes it. So I'm just playing a move to gain a little bit of space, reevaluate my position. Maybe I have to play H4. And now he is lashing out. Okay, I'm going to ignore that and try and use two diagonals to approach upon. And I'll keep that pawn. Could be good later on. But it's not clear how I'm making progress. So the queen comes here. Don't know how I'm going to continue after that. So let's move the rook back for now. I'm just trying to think of little ways I can attempt to improve. Don't know if that does improve at all. But yeah, okay. Time advantage. Now, is he thinking of F4? F4 is maybe a good move. He's playing here, so now I'm going to go here. Now, he can capture, and then I'm going to come back to F4, and that pawn can never move, and I'm going to concentrate on stuff over here. So we'll take this one, and let's make sure we remember this pawn is sometimes, like now, a problem. So we have to go here to defend it. And how is this position? Still seems like it should be better for me. His pawns still seem quite weak, especially when I get my queen to F3, which I'm doing now. If he pushes the H pawn, I'll take it, and he's coming in. So if I take, this is getting messy all of a sudden. Does that work? And he wants to play this move. This is only a pawn. So takes, pawn takes. Looks like it should be good. Because the endings are clearly good. Here, how do we do that then? Here he comes to F5, so I need to keep his king out. So this kind of feels like it's forced, but king H5. What are we doing now? Well, when he takes my pawn, can I come forwards? No. Here takes E7, rook E4, rook E5. That looks like it. So now here, if he takes that, a queen, if rook E4, I wonder if he had a weird draw there. I just saw he had some crazy idea. Probably didn't work, but now, as long as I'm careful, a queen is a queen. I had to watch out for this check, but just get my king somewhere where it's not going to have any worries over on the queen side, and eliminate as many pawns as I can. And this is pretty easy now. Okay, so we got the first win there. There was that one interesting moment where I had G4, but I was always pushing that game. I'll be amazed if I was ever worse. Now I put it on the computer, and the computer obviously says you are
good job building a lead and not letting up.
I wasn't ever worse there. That was a more smoother performance. Obviously, we missed ways.
This misses a much better move.
Stuff quicker, like F5 is easily winning, but I think the way I played it was actually pretty simple as well. You see one win, you don't need to concentrate on other wins. And
this protects the attacked pawn.
I would like to consider was this H3.
The pawn is now adequately defended.
So H3, yeah. Now I look at H3. It just seems stupid. I don't need to play this. I give him a chance to reinforce his position. Clearly, G4 was winning. And
Very precise.
This was what I wanted to play originally, and I've got to go more of my instinct. If he takes, Queen G6 was what I was calculating.
This wins material by checking the king away from providing defense.
I don't know who this. Dante. I mean, who the hell is called Dante? Is anyone out there called Dante? I'm sorry if you are called Dante, but I've never met a Dante in my life. This would have won a rook. One of these guys dropping. The reason I didn't play this
very precise.
Was of
this attacks
move.
White's
but
pawn
course,
chain.
there should be a number of decent options. Just make sure the next game hasn't started. Like h3, I would have thought is
advancing the pawns
okay.
in front of the king can compromise the king's. This attacks white's pawn chain.
Goes here. I just move my queen again.
This blocks the check from an opposing queen.
What wants me to do? Or do I really go e6? Maybe I just take here. Yeah, of course.
This overlooks an opportunity to eventually win material.
Oh, actually, well, okay, I'm finding all the bad moves, but we won, so who gives a damn? 2 games to go. We've got to get these next 2. We're on 5 points. 7 points would be all right. Let's see if we can get to that 7 points, get to a plus score. If I win the next game, at least I'm on a plus score, and we're straight in. Now, I will go e4. We haven't played e4 today. This might be my last chance to play with the white pieces, but a win here, we get to 6 points, a plus score, which would be something. And I'm going to play the British Grand Prix. Chessable course on this, as I have a lot of these openings I'm trying out, and the idea is to set up with 2 pawns like this. And if he plays this line, well, there are 2 ways to play. This is most likely the safest, but we can think about, let's sacrifice a pawn. He doesn't want the pawn. I was going to say this is probably critical, him taking here. The way he's played it, I should have a nice development advantage. I'm castled. It's going to take him a number of moves to castle. So let's try to open the position up. A mini sacrifice, because I have my knight coming here, but obviously the logic behind my play is to open up the position while his king is in centre, because it takes him 1, he's got to move the pawn, 2, move the bishop, 3 moves the castle. So I have time to generate, I hope, an initiative against his king. And we can also, surely now, he's put his queen on a funny square there, play this one in. He's got to play knight here, but it gives me another developing move. This diagonal, very nice. If he kicks my knight away, I will take here. Otherwise, I've got ideas of bishop here, and bishop takes knight, and knight c7. And with bishop here, I've got rook here. So he's taken a lot of risks here. Now c4 could be interesting. Yeah, c4 looks even stronger. What's stronger than... Because if I'd have gone bishop there, he has a6, which might have worked. But the point of c4, if he takes, I've got queen takes d5. Okay, he's going to have a couple of pawns for the piece, but it shouldn't be good enough. And if queen takes d5, knight c7 checks. So everything is attacking. I've got other options after pawn takes here as well, but queen takes d5 is the simplest. Other options include quite a nice knight d6 and queen takes here, but this is simple. It should be good, so let's just keep it as easy as we can. And like I say, he's got a couple of pawns for the piece, but it really shouldn't be enough here. My bishop's bad. We've still got a fight on our hands, but at the end of the day, piece is a piece. His king's not entirely happy, and there are pressure along these lines. So do we move this first, or do we move the knight? So bishop here, knight here, and do I have a good knight jump? Can't see it. So let's just move with intention. And now you've got to be a bit careful, because these guys are not right. I don't know if this was correct. I want him to bishop check, but it's only a check. I've got to try to do something with the bishop. So it feels like I need to move my f pawn to get the bishop back in the game, because at the moment it's blocked out. In order to move the f pawn, I've got to move the knight in front of it. So these are the things I'm thinking of. Okay, now here was what I wanted to do. And if he blocks to the bishop, b7 is another pawn. And in this position, it's looking nearer time to move my knight, yeah? So I can move the f pawn. Is there nothing better? Bishop here, but I don't want to walk into a pin. I've also got this, but am I really taking advantage of... And I've got with this idea. Okay, is this a good tactical idea? The downside is, of course, this bishop can come out. It's not a good tactical idea. It's a terrible tactical idea. I wanted to do something with this and this, but it really is not very clever. And I'm making this win a lot harder because with the rook there, he couldn't move the bishop. But it still should be a winning ending as soon as this guy gets in the game. It's going to be hard though after g5. How do I get that one in the game? Fuck. Playing this badly. Okay, well I have to try to get it slightly more in the game like that, which he stops. And now, if he comes here, my bishop is getting more and more embarrassed. Well, if he goes there, well, okay, that's only a draw though. Right, let's try and play with the rook instead. My light square bishop is fantastic. So this is the idea behind king g2, that my rook can come in, which he's putting a bit of a stop to. My bishop, I don't want him playing f5 and f4, because if that pawn got there, my bishop becomes worse. So I'm going to control the light squares and try to make him go passive now. If he moves the rook, I can take here. He can't take with the h pawn, so now his position is actually crumbling a little bit. And he had to put his rook on a passive square there, but okay. We're over 50% at last. And look at this. This is completely ridiculous assessment. Okay, I thought he said I played 8 brilliant moves there, which is just not true at all. So I played a bit crap there, but I did enough. And the accuracy, I reckon like 80%, something. You
grabbed the advantage out of the gate and never looked back.
Okay, apart from...
Ouch, you left your pawn hanging.
Where I give the pawn up, but this was a gamble. And he had to really take the bait. I mean, when you're playing chess, always try to play the most critical move. I always say this: if you see a critical move, play it. It's the only way to get better. Don't be a wimp and be like, oh no, I don't want to do that. I might get attacked. Take the bloody pawn, or do it. Do the critical move. Play without fear. And here he should have played without fear.
That pawn was free for the taking.
I thought I might get a bit of play here by bishop f3 here, and now something like knight here, where I'm going to gain some more tempo.
White develops the knight and attacks the center
to his queen, and I've got ideas of the knight still coming into c7. So this still looked pretty interesting to me. d4, a little lever to open things up, and after that, it seemed like the game.
This removes the attacking
pawn.
Always
Always better for me, but you know, I could have most likely played more accurate. 1 game to go. Can we get to 7 points and finish with 4 out of 4? Whatever happens, I'm over 50%, but there's a big difference between 6 and 7 points. 7 out of 11 is, hope you agree, not bad. It's not bad. It's not too shoddy. So 1 game to go, and that will start for you guys any second now. So big last game here. We're playing Klementy Sychev, who is playing h4, and the guy thinks he's some kind of fucking comedian. We're playing our standard fashion, and we'll play the Dutch. But obviously, anyone can play whatever they like. He's from Peru. Talented players, these Peruvians, and it's now looking a lot more sensible. And I'm actually going to play like I did in the last game, right? So we're just going to play the reversed British Grand Prix, where I get these 2 pawns like this, which I think is a pretty okay way to play. And I don't know, I mean, I could go e4 there, but I'm trying to keep this a little bit more flexible, so I'm just going to guard this, and I'm just going to come back. He may bring his knight in, and we get quite an interesting position, but I have a lot of faith in my 2 guys, Freddie and Eddie, and I would love now to bring my knight to c5. So let's try to get a grip on these 2 squares and bring this knight around. Not too concerned with what he's doing over there, but that could be famous last words. And all seems quite standard now, but what do we do? Okay, I'm going to go here, because if he continues with ideas of castling queenside, f2's on Prix, and my bishop can get to this diagonal. Now, I'd love to go pawn takes. Knight comes back. Do we have a good follow-up there? Like bishop here, And I don't know. I mean, knight takes is a good move, but takes here, g3, queen f6. Too intriguing. Okay, let's do it. Let's try it. Let's try this one. It might not be good, but we'll try it. And after g3, I have sacrifices galore. And this one is the one I had on my mind. But now, is it just not working? Is it just not working? And now takes... Okay, we're going to have to keep going forwards. It's too late now to go back. There goes one piece. And a little bit crazy me playing this like this, right? But hey ho, it's the last game. And we've got 3 pawns for the piece now. In a rather random and crazy situation. So do I use the rook? Or do I use the bishop? Do I use both? Don't know. That seems like a nothing move. Maybe this was just walking into this and this move. Yeah. It's funny when you play a move and you know it's just a bad move, and we've walked into... just my queen was trapped there. Not good. Not good. Not clever. So I think that's a bit too much material. Bit of a letdown of the last game, this one. Looked like I was getting a bit of action there, but maybe never really enough. And that move, I don't know why I brought my rook in. You know, you've got to go with your instinct, and my instinct was saying that's wrong, so I shouldn't have played it. I mean, there's still some half chances here with my piece is so well positioned, and I've got 3 pawns for the piece, so this is not completely over. My pawns now could be coming quite strong as well. I think we have to take... Do we have to take these off? Well, I mean, either that or here, but then my queen's getting a lot of trouble, so I think we have to take this one off. And this should just be bad now, because the dark squares are quite well protected. He can also give back the exchange by, well, he's got so many pieces he can take here. I'm thinking my pawns might be a little bit dangerous, but if I ever put them on light squares, his bishop just controls all their advances, so they're not going to ever be that dangerous. But we'll fight on as much as we can, because we have a decent blockade. And now, do I put the king here? Again, this is a bit of a strange move, but otherwise I can see my king getting too boxed in, and he's got to decide whether he wants to give up one exchange to try and win the game like that. And I suppose we should try this pawn as well. And now his bishop does come in, so if the king can ever get in, great, but I'm going to walk into checkmate if we do that, so we shouldn't rush the king coming in. And any ideas here? Still a bit tricky for him. He's still got to win this one, so let's keep fighting, as we always try. And I feel like at some point this is the move to win, right? Okay. And any chances yet? E3 is a threat, winning his bishop. But now it's not a threat, and he does get this in. So, that's a good move. Stopping my rook from activating. Okay, so we're trying to activate it this way. Obviously be happy with a draw, the way things have gone. And now let's come around here, yeah? And how important is that pawn? Again, if my rook ever gets in, he's got to be a little bit careful, but he's not letting my rook get him. And if he is, he's defending everything. So again, I'm trying to get my rook in this way. Got to make him win the game. And again, he stops it. He's doing a very good job of stopping my rook coming in. If he goes here, I go b6, and again my rook comes in. So I'm trying to set as many traps as we can here. example, bishop takes, my rook comes in. It can easily turn around if he does something like that. What is the material situation? We've only got one pawn for the piece, but we're making it as tricky as we can. The other idea is to get the rook in this way. Two connecting pawns, they can be dangerous. So he's having a long think here. He realizes that it can go wrong if he's not careful. Maybe I do. Okay, so now b6. And what's he worked out? Let's see what he's worked out. Oh, he's worked out something clever here, has he? Now, I don't even know what happens if I take that, but we've got to play quick. I like my rook, so we're going to keep the rooks on. I don't like my rook that much. That was a big mistake. I should have taken his rook off the board. And now it's all about, it's all still a bit messy, this. Still a bit messy. I don't know how messy it is, but a little bit messy. And he's swapping off now. And how, okay, we've got to play this. And how is this? Is this a draw if I just come around? Oh, we've got to not lose on time. Just gaining a bit of time here. Well, we both are, and he's found a good way to do this. He's blockaded. Ah, very close to drawing at the end there. But now he's blockading my pawns. It's a loss. Ah. Okay, so a little bit of pain there. We've got 6 points. Another bit of a disappointing Title Tuesday, but we'll try to slowly get back into it. Maybe when I haven't got food, the end of food poisoning at least now. I need to eat something now, but I don't know what. What do you eat when you've got food poisoning? Do throw a like, do throw a subscribe, and thank you for watching. Cheers.